I'm Susan Page, Washington Bureau Chief of USA Today, and this is Capitol Download. We're at the U.S. Capitol with Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you, Susan.
You've been 3 months in the Senate. You have made some headlines when it comes to Iran. Now the Senate Foreign Relations Committee is nearing a vote on a bill that will give Congress a say in this Iran nuclear deal. Has it made a difference that Senator Schumer, who is the rising Democratic leader, does it make a difference that he's now come out in support of the bill?
I think it probably helps. Senator Schumer and I don't often agree on matters, but one area where we do usually agree is promoting a strong U.S.-Israel alliance. And obviously, nuclear Iran is a threat to America's national security. It's a threat to Israel's national survival. So Senator Schumer's both elevation as the incoming Democratic leader, but also his support for Senator Corker's bill, I think probably will make a difference in getting more Democrats to support the constitutional prerogatives of the Congress.
So when the president says, without this deal, we are more likely to go to war with Iran, how do you respond to that?
Well, I think, as Prime Minister Netanyahu said to Congress, the better option is not this deal or war, it's this deal or a better deal. If there were military action against Iran, I think it's important to note what the action would be like. The president tries to say that it's going to look like the Iraq War, 150,000 heavy mechanized troops on the ground from the Army and the Marine Corps, as we saw in the last decade in Iraq. Actually, the president has been saying for years that the military option remains on the table. Samantha Power, his ambassador to the United Nations, said it just last month as well. So it's reasonable to ask, what kind of military option were they talking about? Well, surely they must have been talking about something like Operation Desert Fox, a 4-day air and naval bombing campaign that President Clinton waged against Iraq in 1998, specifically because Iraq was continuing its weapons of mass destruction programs. And in fact, Ehud Barak, a longtime political adversary of Benjamin Netanyahu, just said that the United States could degrade Iran's nuclear facilities in a fraction of an overnight period. So that's what military action would look like if we had to take military action against Iran. I don't hope that we have to take that, but I hope the credible threat of military action, as the president himself has insisted upon over years, will actually force Iran to make a better deal.
You talk about what military action might look like. If you had that sort of military action, airstrikes over a certain number of days, are you confident that would work in crippling Iran's nuclear ambitions?
The United States military has amazing capabilities. The Israeli military has pretty amazing capabilities as well. The president himself has said over the years that the military option remains on the table. I don't think he would say that if he didn't think it would work. I think the only implication you can draw from that statement, as well as the president's past statements, is that air and naval bombing of Iran's nuclear facilities would in fact work.
You are a veteran of the Iraq War. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Some people look at the situation with Iran and say, you know, there were predictions then by Vice President Cheney and others that it would be a military action that we could win rather quickly, and yet it became a very extended war and engagement we're still involved in. What do you say to them, people who are worried that we'd start out with a short-term bombing campaign, we would end up with a much bigger enterprise?
Well, there's a whole range of military action that the United States military is capable of providing to the commander-in-chief to achieve our national strategic objectives.
So your letter, you wrote a letter to the Iranian leadership. You got 46 of your Republican Senate colleagues to sign on to it. We had an interview with Madeleine Albright on Capitol Download. She called it unprecedented and outrageous. She said it was a brand new senator trying to make his name. How would you respond to that?
Well, it's not really a matter of how long I've been in the Senate or how long anyone else has been working in government. It's a matter of who's right and who's wrong. Secretary Albright helped preside over the agreement with North Korea that led North Korea to become a nuclear state in just 12 years after that agreement.
One other topic. Last month in Arkansas, the state Senate voted to let a Senate or congressional candidate run simultaneously for that office and also for president or vice president. This was designed to help you out in the future. You think it's a good idea?
Well, I'm very flattered by their support and the kind statements they made, but I'm really focused right now on trying to do the work that the people of Arkansas elected me to do, like stopping Iran from getting nuclear weapons. Maybe if the state legislature could pass a bill that would help senators assemble baby cribs and strollers, it would be better, since I'm expecting my first one here in a couple of weeks and I'm struggling with those tasks.
Congratulations on that, and thank you for joining us on Capitol Download.
Thanks, Susan.